welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to do this transition. All right, so that one looks a little complicated, but it's super easy. It's literally just 3 clips. Let me go ahead and show you exactly how we shot it, and then later I'll show you the whole editing breakdown.
All right. Shout out to the brand name.
Clinica dental floss.
Oh, you got the one with the flavor?
Yeah, I didn't mean to. So for the first and third clips, they're both just handheld movements. The first clip, you're gonna act or have Peace act like he's throwing the sunglasses and try to track that movement. The second clip will show you it's gonna be a tripod locked off shot. And the third clip, again, just that fake catch movement. You really wanna accentuate those in-camera movements. And the special clip is that middle shot, that rotating sunglass shot. It's super easy. Let's break it down. All right, first let's break down the shooting process. For the first clip, all I have Peace do is basically toss to the right, and I'm just holding my camera handheld and trying to follow the movement of his sunglasses and whip to the right as he acts like he's about to release them. The key here is to try to get that motion blur of that whip or that movement to the right so that the next kind of speed ramp section will be super seamless. Before we break down the middle section, let's just hop into the final shot where Peace again acts like he catches the sunglasses. This is super similar to the first clip where basically I'm just having Peace act like he's catching the sunglasses. We're just gonna whip into that sort of catch moment and act like this motion blur connects that middle speed ramp scene so that the whole sequence seems pretty seamless. Maybe catch it and hold it and then put it on.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time.
Give me like, be dramatic.
Sure, let's try it. 3, 2. And we're just trying to sell that effect, kind of with that catch sort of hit in camera effect, where I'm just using my handheld movements to act like he caught it and there was some sort of hit action, just to help accentuate that catch effect. That's perfect. So to break down this middle sequence, it's really simple. All you have to do is grab your sunglasses or whatever object that you're gonna act like you're tossing or throw through the air. Basically what you wanna do is use some sort of either thin wire or thin fishing line. In this case, I just use dental floss. Fishing line is probably the best option for these scenarios, but all I had though was dental floss and it was the easiest thing I could find. So basically what I did was wrap it around sort of the edge of the sunglasses, right around the, what are these called? The joints where it bends, it folds, and basically just dangled it in front of my camera. I have my lens set to an aperture of f1.4, so that really accentuates that shallow depth of field and it helps you honestly just rotoscope it later. I like to utilize prime lenses for this. I shot this in a 35mm lens, f1.4 wide open, and I just try to get a couple good rotations of the sunglasses in front of the lens so that later I could go ahead and get a couple rotations and try to have it connect seamlessly. So as you can see here, we just tried a couple different times. The wind was pretty strong that day, so it wasn't the easiest thing. Maybe pick a day with less wind when you're trying this out. The only other thing I did for this was try to get a clean plate, and a clean plate is basically the same lighting conditions just without your subject. So in this case, we just took the sunglasses out of the frame and I just wanted a clean plate of the background, and we'll use that later. Before we head into the editing portion, I just want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Upbeat. So for the toss transition that we've been doing, timing is everything, but so is the music. Every single track I've used in this tutorial is from Upbeat, which is hands down one of the easiest ways to find copyright safe music for your creations. They've honestly got a great selection of music. You know me, I love my lo-fi beats, but they also have a bunch of different genres and updated playlists you can check in on every day. One artist in particular that I'm using a lot for this video is a person called Mountaineer. They've got a huge selection of music that I can choose from for any situation, and it was super easy to browse and find them. What's great is you can actually start using Upbeat for free, and if you want full access, it's super affordable. It's just $6.99 a month for unlimited downloads, sound effects, and even a brand new motion graphics library they're launching soon. Plus, Upbeat is made for creators by creators. They've got an ethical revenue sharing model, meaning the artists always keep full ownership of the work, so you're directly supporting them when you use their music. If you want to level up your edits with quality music and sound effects, check out Upbeat. I'll leave a link in the description so you can start using it today. Another big thanks to Upbeat for sponsoring this tutorial. Okay, so once you finish shooting all of your clips, now you're gonna hop into your editing software. And today I'm gonna show you a couple different ways that you can actually achieve this effect. I'm gonna edit everything in Adobe Premiere Pro. And so let's go ahead and lay out all of our footage in the time sequence. The first and last clips, again, there's nothing special about these clips in the edit. You're just gonna cut it at the ideal motion blur section. Hopefully if you shot these the right way, this is super easy, it's super seamless. The editing magic for this particular transition comes in the middle sequence. And for the middle sequence, there are actually 2 different ways that you could go about creating this rotoscoped flying object. And the first way is if you're using Davinci Resolve or After Effects or something like that, you can go ahead and use what's called a magic mask. All you have to do is draw around whatever subject you're trying to rotoscope. Rotoscope just means you're singling out your subject and removing the background. So we're trying to rotoscope these sunglasses as it's doing its revolutions in front of the camera. So I just use a magic mask. You can just draw over your intended rotoscope area and it'll do a okay job for the most part. You can play with the feathering and the various different parameters to help get you a better overall effect. You'll press play and it'll go ahead and go through the rotoscoping however long of a rotoscope you need. Davinci's pretty good. I think After Effects is better. I'm just not the best at After Effects. One way to cheat the system, and the way that I actually did for this particular effect, is you can use a website called Runway ML. And Runway ML is basically an AI generative video website, but one of the features it has is that it has a really good rotoscope engine inside. And if you pay for the service, you can do this in 4K. I just did this with the free version online. All I have to do is draw again the subject that you want to rotoscope, press play. It does an amazing job rotoscoping out your subject or your item. The only issue with this method in particular is that it only allows you to export in 720p if you're using the free version. Now you can always upscale this later. To be honest, for this demonstration and most other social media use cases, 720p is actually not bad at all. You can't really tell that much of a difference, especially if the background plate is at 4K. So I just kind of cheated and used Runway ML. It's a free website. I'll have it linked down below. Once you have your rotoscoped item, you're going to go ahead and want to create a background movement that helps align with your rotational sunglasses. You don't just want your sunglasses rotating with kind of like a still background. That doesn't make any sense. You want to mimic your sunglasses flying through the air. And so what we want to do is we want to keyframe your background clean plate that we shot earlier. You want to keyframe it moving from, I think, right to left? Is it right to left? Yeah, right to left. So one way you could do this is you could just punch in and kind of zoom in and do this. The other way I like to do this to help sell the effect is what I do is I just go into Photoshop, I take a screenshot of my clean plate, and I use generative fill to expand the width, maybe like what, 4 to 5 to 6 times. And I'll use this background plate now that I have like a much longer kind of runway, I'll go ahead and keyframe that, I don't know, 4 or 5 revolutions so that you now have a longer clip of your sunglasses basically moving through the air. I'm gonna nest or combine this clip, and the final step is I'm just gonna add a couple speed ramps, one at the beginning and then one at the end, so that it sort of speed ramps from a very fast pace into that middle section where it slows down quite a bit, and then we'll speed back up into that final catch where a piece acts like he's catching sunglasses. So yeah, that was a toss transition, super easy, just 3 clips, mostly with a little speed ramping and sound effects. It can really elevate the overall project. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, share, and do all the other beautiful YouTube things. I'll see you guys in the next one.